Hi, gorgeous humans. Welcome in. Yes, thanks for all your shares. Welcome into day 4 of the Cosmic Rewrite. I'm so excited. Thanks for joining us. To those in the Zoom room, live in the Facebook group, and those watching the replay, extending you a beautiful, warm welcome. Welcome in. The feedback so far at this masterclass has been so beautiful. So many kind words. Thank you so much. It warms my heart. So many incredible insights and shifts and breakthroughs occurring already. And it really is establishing that foundation of getting that mastery within and becoming the script and the storyteller of the internal energetic architecture. The stories continue to kind of flood in. So thank you so much for the little internal subtle shifts. And we really are creating magic now. This is only going to benefit and enrich your life. It will support the lives of those around you, your loved ones, and those in the community. And it's also incredibly sustainable and beautiful as a gift to give back to the planet as well. So day 4, we're going to look into more of these courageous choices that we can make. And a beautiful thing we were speaking about last night is how we become the portal. What is this thing? We're looking into the heart pillar, the pillar and the portal of the heart space, that presence, alignment, wholeness. And it is in this frequency that we begin to set forth on the quest and begin to create our reality on the outside. The beautiful space is that there is fullness of life, and it is there actually in every single step that you take. And the acknowledgement of that abundance that is all around you is what awakens the dormant abundance within. And that's really the quantum field we were tapping into on day 3, is this beautiful DNA portal that just continues to open up and become wider and wider and more accessible as humanity continues its evolution up into higher states of consciousness. And this is really what I call the new frontier of the new human. This is the new human that creates and births the new earth frequencies. And so that is dormant. That dormant abundance is absolutely laying within. And it just takes a little investigation into DNA to understand how all these pieces begin to stack up and just support such a solid foundation for humanity and where we're going moving forward to. The key is next is to simply let it out. So how do we even begin letting out and realizing, feeling, and like meeting life in that fullness of presence? The DNA can absolutely support us here. And it holds such a beautiful golden energetic architecture, like a grid that just completely supports your journey with whatever it is that you want to create in life and in business. So now that we've come to realize that we're the portal, what are these high new earth frequencies and creations that you wish to bring forward? And so how do we become the portal? And the fastest way that I found, the fastest path is getting creative mastery over within. And remember, I was saying your dreams, your goals and desires can all absolutely remain there. But I'm asking who and what is doing the asking. Is it that head hypnosis? Is it the identity of lack, wanting to control, wanting to survive? Is that who's doing the asking? Or is it this beautiful portal of divinity in presence, alignment, courageous, prepared to do the unfamiliar, in wholeness? Is that who's doing the asking? Because I know which one gives better return on investment. One will build it and manufacture it for you, and it will be built on such shaky ground And you'll be so deeply attached to it that if the thing were to crumble or to fall, or if someone was just to come in and have a different opinion to you, that structure would begin to crumble. And moving into the Aquarian age, I know which one I've chosen now. And so the choice is yours. You can build your life and your business and create your reality from the head hypnosis. You won't be alone if you make that choice. There are many, many other people around the planet that will join your club. I'd say over 90% of the population create their life and their businesses through head hypnosis. So the courageous act is, can you swing the pendulum and come across into that heart pillar? Can you do those practices and the tools and the exercises that I've shared day 1, day 2, day 3? Can you stack them together and build a very solid foundation? And that is where I'm putting all of my devotion, my energy, my time, my resources into building that foundation. Because whatever spring forth from that gives me immediately a deep sense of fulfillment and wholeness. It shifts and changes. It betters my life. It changes the way I turn up as a mom, as a wife. And what I'm building is sustainable. What I'm building will live past my physical body because it is so sustainable and built on such a solid foundation. And as people's businesses grow bigger and bigger, I've seen so often, like 9 out of 10, their life gets worse. And they've built the thing that they thought they always wanted, and their life gets worse as the business gets bigger and better. I'm like, that's not the way you do it. It's like as you build your business and it gets bigger and better, your life needs to get bigger and better. And it should get bigger and better if we do it in alignment and from a sustainable, solid foundation. So I want you to go out and create true, aligned desires in life and in business. And I want that to expand and get bigger and better for you, because the now moment is bigger and better. You can't top this moment right now. And I don't want your life to get worse. I'd like your life to be fulfilled right now. And I'm such a big advocate now because I've been on the other end of the spectrum and realized, oh my God, that's not the way either. It's like I've personally traveled all these pathways and all these journeys. And I can only teach you what I've personally walked. I've walked this path and I can teach up until this point. And I'm such a happier, more fulfilled person for it. I've got connection. I've got time freedom. I've got an authentic expression out of my throat chakra. Do you know how liberating that feels? Like that alone, what I can do and what I'm learning to do through my voice, personally, it outweighs so many of the other manifestations in my life. It's just like a personal nuance to my soul, but that is like deeply, deeply meaningful for me. So we've realized that now, I hope I don't have to convince you at day 4, but we've realized that this fastest pathway is not the detour. It is actually the rocket fuel. It's the fastest, most direct route you can get. And it is this learning, becoming the creative master over within. And we went through some beautiful practices on day 3 about that. If you're catching the replay or need to catch up, there were some beautiful processes in there last night. So let's look at our next 3 most courageous choices. I'll share my screen and bring up the workbook for day 4. Welcome, welcome everyone that's continuing to join us. So good to see you. Welcome back. So when we've got this deep alignment, because we've been doing all our practices and our work, there are 3 courageous and creative choices you need to make. And this is really actually at such a simple level, how you're going to divide up your time in your week and in your day. is simply a question of, do I need to give? Do I need to do? Do I need to take action, create, serve? Or do I actually need to just receive? Am I in a receiving season? Am I in a receiving day or moment? Do I need to experience, rejuvenate? Do I need to celebrate? And the third choice is, do I need to do the alchemical work? Do I need to grow? Do I need to offer myself some alchemy? Do I need support? Do I need to see another coach or mentor or healer or talk to a friend? This is the inner work. And it is simple. It sounds so simple. But if we can use, again, the superpowers of awareness, courage, discernment. This is the discernment piece here from those 4 superpowers. Discernment in this moment, in this day. Am I able to give? Am I recording content today? Am I doing my client sessions today? Am I with my son? Am I with my sisterhood and my community? That is give, yeah? Or do I need to mix it up and actually know I need to receive? This sounds so simple, but if you can be incredibly discerning and intelligent in which circle you need to be in, you will keep yourself in that wholeness, that alignment, that deep presence. Currently, what I've noticed is a lot of people I'm working with at the moment that get drawn to my work, they're deeply deficient in the receive. Remember, we're in a phase of return of the divine feminine. And see, this is the mother principle. So much receiving needs to occur. And it's like, can we actually feel and meet life? Can we actually let our creations and let life in? And that's a lot for a woman, because we actually have to feel our world touching. And like through osmosis, it's like, can we allow life in to our bodies? Can we let our creations into the field? Can I actually receive in the light? Personally, that has been such a big one for me. Can I receive in the light? Because the world will see me then. I will burn a very brilliant fire. And it is a powerful position to hold. And do I have the capacity to hold that presence and allow life to just meet me and receive inside me? Sounds a little bit like love making, doesn't it? Also, I've seen just currently a lot of people in this, what I would call the void. It's just, I'm suspended in space. I'm saying no to all of my engagements. It's, I can't do that. I'm not drawn to that. I don't want to travel. I don't know what to do. I'm in 2 minds, the void. And it's like, no matter what you do, it's like trying to kickstart the engine. It's like, no matter what you do, it's not going to kickstart for you. And if you're feeling that you've been suspended and held in the voids, chances are you're actually in grow. It's a little bit of a tap out zone. And your head hypnosis is not going to like it, because it needs to survive. It's going to want extra shifts at work. It's going to want to be attached, and it will want to control it. How come you're not producing? How come you're doing all this inner alchemy work? Shouldn't you be further along? You should have got it by now. Head hypnosis. Yeah. So many people at the moment, I've just noticed, is this void of like in between the polarities. And at this point, what I'm finding, it's been such a recalibration over the cellular structure. At that point, there's actually nothing you can really do about it. there are so many inner workings and upgrades and up levelings happening in the DNA structure there, is that it's not going to kind of allow you to move forward until this process has been completed. And it never completes itself. It's a continual evolution of who you are becoming and creating, and deeper states at which you're able to receive and give your own presence. I can hear my son jumping on the trampoline outside. So this is heart mapping. A question I get a lot is like, okay, well, what do I do with all those desires that I've had? And yes, I'm kind of acknowledging now that they've come out of the head hypnoses, so many investment properties. What about building this business? Like, what about those retreats that I want to run? What about that program that I want to launch? I'm like, absolutely. When you begin doing this work, you may notice that some of your desires or wants begin to shift a little bit. And that's okay. You'll reassess and be like, oh, like, did I create that wish or goal out of that lack because I thought I was less than? And if I build a 6-figure business, then I'll get the approval by my father, and then he'll perceive that I'm a success. And then I'll feel like I've made it and I'm a success. Or we can rewire that completely, that whole journey, still have that as the goal, as the desire. I'm just coming from at a place of complete detachment and fulfillment and wholeness. And I'm not kidding myself the moment that I get the 6 figures in the bank account, that moment in the future is going to be bigger and better than what I currently have right now. This is starting to land for people, isn't it? And I'm kind of massaging it out across each of the days. So how we kind of check in with ourselves is with this heart mapping process. It's like, let's look at the head attachments. Am I putting this program on to have validation from my community and be approved, get approval, be liked? You know, oh, she's the priestess. She's the one that does the temple, and the sisters are coming back. Like, am I doing that to be liked? I've got to check myself. Or let's come across into, okay, I know that I'm whole. I know that I am not going to derive any of my self-worth from my external reality. And I come into the pillar of the heart, and I come from joy. I actually come from complete connection. And I bring my presence to the community, and it's an opportunity for me to grow. It's an opportunity for me to serve and be present. And it's a creative expression for me. I get to be creative. I get to be in my genius zone. It's like, that is just so much more fulfilling and whole to do those sorts of activities. So this is just a great way that we can check in with that. And as the replays go up of this masterclass, there are links to all of the workbooks. And I strongly encourage everyone to just revisit these workbooks across the days and going, yeah, like, how can I do this as a bit of a check-in mechanism? You know, with property or with shares, it's like you can use it across money as well. Usually the head attachments are quite motivating. They want to be easy and fast. They want to be the quick solutions. That's why people take shortcuts in business, because the desire and the attachment to the money is so overpowering that they're prepared to do easy and fast. And so they take shortcuts. That's not sustainable. There are so many weak points then in the organization or the business structure that architecture is not solid. It's not sustainable. And we do this all through different choice points of life, all different choice points in our reality. I certainly do. I know I do. I'm like, oh, that's just the easier, you know, put the TV on for Amos, my son. He's not at school today. It's just like an easier hour for me. And sometimes that is appropriate, and have awareness and compassion. Yeah, I've made that choice. But I could have sat down and been creative and in my genius and my presence with him. Do you see? I could have actually had a moment of connection and joy. I could have give love and I could have received love. So interesting, this work. It's such an alchemical process, and you realize that all these little micro moments, and it's the small things in life, those small moments are what actually create the greatest shifts and the greatest unlocking of the power within that's laying dormant within your DNA. So for the one who has, more will be given. More gets given to the one that can hold themselves in presence and fulfillment and wholesomeness. And from the one who has not, even what he has, it will be taken away. It's like, oh my God, that's actually true. The head will want to argue with this statement. It's like, yeah, but I can go over the top and manufacture things. And like, yeah, you can. You can. But you might do a lot of hustle and you might burn out and you might have a lot of ailments in your physical body. And when you hit that moment of what you perceive it to be, you may actually be deeply dissatisfied. And it's such a fleeting moment. The moment that the success, it's so short-lived. It's so short-lived compared to all the accumulated days you had on the journey. So I'd rather just make the choice to have fulfillment here every single day, because there's actually more of these days on the journey than the day that you think is your successful day, of when things drop into place and you've made it. And you know, actors experience this when they're in the spotlight, like when it's their moment, they've expanded in their career. It's a huge amount of light to hold. It's a huge amount of attention to hold that in your field. And many don't make it because it literally frazzles your electrical current. You've fried someone with that huge velocity and momentum of light, laser focused on one individual. And surprisingly, it seems to happen like overnight. It's not sustainable. It's a really hard position to be in life. And one of my teachers taught me is that you have to accept blame and fame in the same breath. And remember, we were talking about that synthesis of the deflated and the inflated. So blame is down here, fame is up here. One is not better than the other. You need to accept them in the same breath. We equalize them and they come into presence and wholeness. Now I'm sitting in my divinity. If I get a comment saying, oh, that was rubbish, trash, I didn't agree with that, your retreat sucks, I've never got, you know, I'm never working with you again. I hold that in love. I hold that in presence. And then not to get inflated when someone said, that was the best masterclass, you're amazing, I'm going to work with you for the rest of my life. It's the same thing. It's the same energy. Just hold it. Know that you are whole internally, because fame and blame happens on the outside world. It has nothing to do internally with your wholeness. This beautiful Zen saying, the snow falls, each flake in its appropriate place. I'm trying to open your eyes to there is actually such a higher order to this. There's such a higher order that emanates from the formless realm, from inside that DNA portal, from universal intelligence. It has such a higher order. And I love this because the word cosmos actually means order. The cosmos is not chaotic. We look at all those random stars and events and things falling and things flashing, and we think it's random. It's not chaotic. There is such a beautiful order to the cosmos, and there is such a beautiful order to what pours through your DNA from that quantum field. And remember, I told you, it's not what you want, but it is absolutely 1,000% what you need in order to accomplish what you came here to do. And when a missioned soul hears that, they're like, yeah, I'm prepared to make the switch. I'm prepared to gamble on that. It's a bit risky. It's a bit unfamiliar, but I'm prepared to make that switch because my mission is so big. I'm so devoted to it that I'm prepared to come out of the head hypnosis, and I'm prepared to stand in that heart, and I'm going to come through that heart cascade. And the first bit is let go. And I'm going to see what it is that I actually need in order to accomplish what I came here to do. So we're going to go through a beautiful meditation, an experience of this. And after that, I'm going to share some exciting news of what's happening in the Golden Path experience. We'll announce our special guest again, a reminder for that. And so this final meditation is an experience. It's again redirecting our attention when we do meditation or prayer. The shift is that we need to come in and start being with our cellular structure. And what that looks like is let's have an experience of it. Let's discover and feel and see what it looks like inside the body. And so let's just take a quiet moment now to sit up straight. And you can gently close your eyes if you wish. And just take 3 deep centering breaths. And as you settle into your presence and your body, we're just quietly going to say the heart's prayer. I deserve my truest heart's desires. Who and where I am is perfect. I'm ready for my next step. Breathe that in. Fulfillment is here and now. And just allow that to settle into your being. And then I want to invite you to just allow gravity to take over. Like just get heavier. Get heavier. Let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Let gravity take over. And as you feel the gravity enter your being, I want you to begin to send your attention, direct it into now the center point of every single cell of your being. As if you can feel gravity in every single cell of your being. And just feel where gravity meets the cell. Now I want you to invite grace into the body. . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . Just allow grace to now flow through the cells of your body. Notice what shifts and adjustments that you need to feel in your body and in your breath to allow the grace through. And allow the grace to find its way to the center point now of the cell. The birthplace of the portal. And as this begins to beautifully relax and open up wider and wider, becomes so wide that it now looks like an open doorway. So allow the doorway to open. And just notice what it feels like if you're to send your consciousness onto the other side of that doorway. Actually walk through the portal. You might notice and feel a sense of expansion or opening up into a vast, vast sky or cosmos. But whatever you're seeing and feeling is perfect for you. And just hover in the doorway, like stand in the archway, right on the cusp of both worlds, of the quantum and that of the 3D, and hold yourself on that line. And just notice the shifts in the body and notice the shifts that the cellular structure need to make and adjust to be able to hold this new awareness. And as you stand in that archway, as you look out on the other side of the doorway into the vastness, I want you to be able to see a brilliant golden light. And once you locate it, it actually begins to travel towards you. You're actually magnetizing this golden liquid light towards you now. You're going to watch it travel and get closer and closer and closer, so much that you can feel even the heat that is coming off this light. And it gets so close now that it's even beginning to pour and stream forward towards your feet in the archway. And you just make a very simple adjustment, moving to the side, and you allow this golden liquid light to begin to pour and continue to flow through the doorway onto the other side into 3D. And you're going to watch it just continue to flow, this brilliant, beautiful, pristine golden liquid light. And you don't even know where it needs to come from, but you just look and see this eternal stream and river flowing abundantly. It might be a little warm to touch, but it's beginning to flow through now like a strong, sustainable current through the doorway, traveling through into the 3D, through the center point of the cells of your being now. Allow this golden liquid light to fill the cells of your body, through the DNA, bathing the DNA and bathing and filling slowly the whole body now. Just continue this process of allowing this golden liquid light to pour forth. Just notice how easy it is now for you to do. And as you're sitting or laying there, I'd now like you to imagine a huge blank canvas hanging in front of you. It's enormous. It fills the whole room. And on that blank canvas, I would love you to allow the golden liquid light as it pours out of the cells of your body. Continue that flow and allow it to wash the whole blank canvas with golden liquid light. Every corner, every inch of the blank canvas will be painted with this golden liquid light. It's pouring through you now, pouring through the cells of your being. It feels aligned. It feels divine. And know in this moment that you are whole. The time is now for me to create in my real power. The time is now for me to softly land into my new reality. I harness the frequencies of this now moment and I land into my highest timeline. I am whole. I am complete. I am divine. And just appreciate the magnificence and the majesty of this golden blank canvas that hangs before you. You don't need to change it. Just be at peace. And just slowly and gently allow your consciousness to return to the body. And thank yourself for creating this moment of presence, of remembrance, of your golden divinity, and your ability to create and manifest and being okay with where we are today, being okay with filling that canvas just simply with golden light for today. I do hope this practice and meditation has been so significant for you. It's something you can easily visualize and use this and pick it up and return to it and revisit it. So as you continue to come out of that practice and return back to your body, we'll begin to land day 4. Just a reminder that the special guest has now been announced for the bonus session next week on Thursday, the 23rd, 7:30 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. That bonus session will not be streamed into the Facebook group, so you need to register to get the new Zoom link. This one's going to be very private, very intimate. It'll be open up for Q&A, so it's going to be a bit of a different coaching style and mentorship style there, with the special guest Rubia. She's a trans channel and ascension mentor. So make sure you register to get the email reminders for that. And I've got a really exciting opportunity for any of you joining this live and that have registered for this masterclass. This is something I've been working on for several months, and it really is something that I wish I had many years ago as I was starting these pathways into ascension and enterprise. And what I'm doing is I'm doing a very special opportunity just within this group here. In a couple of weeks' time, I'm going out to do a public launch, but I really want to thank and appreciate the people that know my work already, and they understand and can play out, and they've done the practices up until day 4 now. So what it is that I'm creating is a community, the Golden Path community, and it's a 12-month close proximity community designed to all these practices of orientating your whole entire life to that fulfillment. And it's a way in which you can create money online in business with coaching content and community events. And look, this is something I wish I had to support my whole journey many years ago. I now run a multi-6-figure business. It's extraordinary. If you told my mind that that's what I was going to do, I absolutely wouldn't believe you. But it's a distillation of everything that I've learned from reshaping my reality, accessing my multidimensionality, making magic, millions, navigating motherhood, business ownership, and what it really takes to pioneer and be out the front there as a new earth leader. So I'm not going to hype it up. I'm just going to tell you a couple of things that are in it, but it is a 12-month community. We look at coaching. There's a full coaching program in there where you get weekly classes with me, and I bring in guest speakers every single month, and we kick it off, the community, with a one-on-one game plan privately with me. You get all the replays and all the recordings to all the coaching calls. They're weekly, plus the bonus guest speakers as well, which at least there is one guest speaker in every single month. Then you've got a huge amount of content So while you're a member, you get access to all the step-by-step roadmap and curriculum. And I've got over 50 modules built into this content community. And then we have the community, the Golden Path community. It's open to men and women. Funnily enough, it's like just recently my work has begun to shift, and the men are actually really loving what it is that I'm teaching, and they're so on board with the Soul's Highest Mission readings, which has just been absolutely amazing. I did this incredible reading just yesterday for a 61-year-old veterinary business owner in Florida, the States. And I was like, oh my God, the men are like, they're so ready and eager. It's amazing. So the journey is, this journey isn't meant to be done alone. It's really not. And so that's why the community is so important to me. I've built my whole business on community. My life is built on sisterhood and community. And this is where we share the wins, the lessons, the questions, and you can help and get support from your peers. I'm keeping this community very high value and high caliber of players. The crazy thing I'm doing as well is there are bonus intensives. And so each year I'm going to run at least 2, probably 3, but I'm just saying at least 2, 3 in-day person retreats, events, intensives. And so that's an opportunity for us to actually get together in the community. Most likely will be Nusa, Australia, Bali in Indonesia, and I'll definitely do one in LA in the States. And so you get these included in your investment. I'll also be selling tickets externally for those bonus intensives. So tickets will be sold separately if other people want to come into those events, but it's absolutely a part of your investment for joining the community. I think that's all, but this is like the absolute pathway I've taken for totally reshaping my life and my business. I used to do the hustle. I assure you, I know the other side of this story. I've worked 7 days a week, nonstop, in a very dissatisfied, unhealthy place. It's like I'd had no space for my husband. It was just a mess. And now I've been able to completely, through all of these practices I've been sharing, of how to actually come from a state of fulfillment, of joy, where I have time freedom, I have spaciousness to be a better wife, a better mother, a better community member. And I know now in my heart of hearts that what I'm building is beautiful and sustainable. And it is an absolute joy and gift to create businesses that are fun, that are simple, where we find a model that matches for you. So it's 12 months and I'm doing something absolutely ridiculous, which I'm a bit nervous. I can't believe I'm saying this, but there is a price for founding members. And if you are registered in this masterclass, you will hear about these prices, and they are valid and up and open for 96 hours. So Monday, 11 a.m., the doors are going to close on these prices. There is one spot available for all that I've mentioned for $11,111. Only one spot at that price, because that is just insane. These prices you need to pay in full. These are not payment plan prices. Then it goes to 2 spots for $12,222. And then there are 3 spots available then for $13,333. And then after that, it kicks up to full price. And full price can go on a monthly installment. But if you are interested in any of these, what I suggest you do is you just shoot me a comment or a message in Facebook or Instagram. Just comment on the Facebook lives. And the community opens officially on the 2nd of July. And this is absolutely the strongest place. I'm so proud of this creation. And it is absolutely everything on that ascension pathway and the enterprise piece. This is such a journey of that mastery within. It's an empowering journey, and I'm so excited. If any of this resonates with you and you feel like I'm the coach, this is the community, I'm the mentor for you, then absolutely reach out. I'd be honored and so excited to work with you to create these new earth creations that are birthing through you. So I will leave you with that. I send you so much love. Watch the replay, get the workbook, and thank you so much for joining me. I'm sending so much love. See you tomorrow for day 5, Friday, the 17th of May, 11 a.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. And I will see you soon on the internet.